I'm Lee Unkrich, the director of Toy Story 3.
And I'm Darla Anderson, the producer of Toy Story 3.
Eins könnt ihr mir glauben, hier in Sunnyside gibt es wirklich alles, was das Spielzeugherz begehrt.
Und wer es im Kreuz hat, für den wird auch gesorgt.
In unserem Wellnessbereich werdet ihr repariert, frisiert und hochglanzpoliert. Und das da ist meine bescheidene Bleibe. Kens Traumhaus mit Disco und Strandbuggy und ein Riesenzimmer zum Kleider anprobieren.
In deinem Haus fehlt echt nichts.
Es fehlt jemand, mit dem ich das alles teilen kann.
We would love to show you some movies that we love. So let's take a look over here.
Let's see.
There. And yours?
Yeah, Blade Runner, I love this film. I like movies that blow your mind and take you into another world. And even though some people think it might be a dire prediction of the future, I love the art direction, I love the story, and I got lost completely. Did you?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And it's one of those films that doesn't seem to date at all.
That's right, yeah.
I mean, it was made in the early 80s. Yeah,
Right.
you watch it. This and also Alien, for that matter. Also
Yeah,
Ridley
yeah.
Scott. You
Yeah.
watch and you wouldn't even know that they're older films.
That's
they feel
right.
completely contemporary, both in their look and style and everything.
Yeah, both those films, Alien and Blade Runner, made me fall in love with Ridley Scott.
Yeah.
He's hot.
Ah, here's E.T.
Okay.
We love E.T.
E.T.'s fantastic.
I remember when I first saw E.T., it was a huge film, right,
Yeah.
in the early 80s as well.
Yeah.
And the whole country was kind of crying, the whole world. Like, everyone was finding it really emotional, and I kind of
Yeah.
didn't. I liked it. I liked the movie.
Right.
But I didn't find it really emotional. I was maybe...
Well, the first time you saw it.
The first time I saw it,
Oh,
because I think
okay.
I was maybe
Yeah.
15 or so.
Right.
And it wasn't until a few years later when I went off to college. I was at film school at USC, and it showed on campus, and it wrecked me. I was so completely emotional when I saw the film, in a way that I had never had that experience in a movie before.
And you were 18.
I was probably 18
Oh,
then,
okay.
and I think for me at that point, it felt like that was truly my transition into adulthood.
Right.
Because this movie is so much about the wonder of childhood.
Right.
And I think I just got really emotional because I felt like I was no longer a kid anymore. I felt
Right.
like that was my past. So I'll always think of that when I think of E.T. And I think that's kind of the experience people are having at our movie now, at
With
Toy Story 3. I think
same age, people are coming to see it, they feel as invested. It's kind of interesting because you saw it when you were young,
Yeah.
in that way, and then saw it again when you were 18.
yeah.
How people are feeling about Toy Story in
I
some
mean, it's
ways.
emotional for anybody, I think, to transition into adulthood.
That's right.
And this is a
Yeah.
great film that's all about that. Baraka. This is one of my all-time favorite movies.
Good film.
Baraka. It's not a narrative film. It's I don't even know if I'd call it a documentary. It's kind of a visual tone poem
Yeah,
almost.
yeah.
It's directed by Ron Fricke, who is an amazing cinematographer. He was the cinematographer of Koyaanisqatsi and Powakatsi. He worked with Godfrey Reggio on those films, and he pioneered a lot of really cool controlled motion camera for doing a kind of time lapse.
Time lapse, yeah.
And Baraka was a film that was shot on 65 millimeter negative all over the world. And it is absolutely gorgeous, especially on Blu-ray. This isn't the Blu-ray here, but you can see it on Blu-ray now, and it's stunning. I challenge anyone to see this film and not want to immediately quit their job and travel the world and see all the amazing things that there are in our world to see.
And again, timeless.
Yeah.
Timeless. I mean, it just, the beauty of it.
There are images and moments in this film that are just so powerful and striking and unlike anything you've ever seen in any other film. So another movie that people have not seen that they need to see.
And this movie stays with you. It does not leave your consciousness.
Very good film. Blue Velvet. One of my favorite films. I love David Lynch. He's been a huge influence on me. I've always watched all of his films and his short films, and
A genius.
he like Stanley Kubrick. They're the only two filmmakers I know who just through a composition alone, it doesn't even matter what's happening in the frame, just through the composition and the sound design can make you feel completely unsettled.
Right.
And I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Blue Velvet, there have been a lot of films that have tried to do what Blue Velvet does since then. So it's maybe not as unique as it was when it first came out, this vision of kind of the dark underside to a seemingly normal, healthy suburban community. But this was one of the first.
Groundbreaking.
And everything is incredible. This Dennis Hopper is amazing in this film. I mean, I can't say, I don't even know where to start.
What's great about David Lynch is he's non-linear, right? I mean, meaning that the story meanders and is open to all kinds of interpretation, which can be frustrating, but it's also enthralling.
And this is probably, I mean, he's gotten kind of a little crazier as the
Yeah.
movies have gone on in terms of being really nonlinear and cryptic. Blue
This one
Velvet's
is,
a
yeah.
little more, probably one of his most approachable films that he's ever made.
Fair enough.
But it's still, there's a lot of stuff going on in it that's pretty out there.
Yeah.
Hey! I like this movie. Have
I
you
love
seen
this
it?
film. Yes, I've seen it quite a bit.
This is a good movie. I highly recommend it. There's a
Yeah.
third one I hear
Yeah.
that you might want to check out. What do we have? Well, Spirited Away.
Spirited Away.
Hayao Miyazaki. It's hard to pick any one Miyazaki film.
Yeah, how do you? Why
but-
did you pick this one?
Well, I picked this one. I love all of his films, but this one in particular, it just blew my mind with how completely creative it was. Miyazaki has a way of creating these worlds that are unlike anything you would have ever dreamed of.
Right.
They're like dreams almost.
They're like dreams,
They're
yeah.
not derivative
Yeah.
in the least. Each new Miyazaki film that comes out, I can't wait to see because I know my mind is going to be blown with images
Right.
that
Right.
I never could have dreamt up
Right.
before. So I think this is just
You know,
an awesome
I have a
film.
connection with this film too, and I'm not exactly sure why, because the films again aren't linear at all. But I feel very close to this film too. I loved it.
it's
yeah,
great.
Good.
And then Dumbo. We all love Dumbo.
Well, yeah.
Use-
Dumbo is just the brilliant film, and it's one of the first ones I picked Dumbo and Bambi for me because they both are films where, as a child, you fall in love with the characters. They're so winsome and perfectly evolved, but they make you cry.
Yeah.
They
Well,
touch you. You
yeah,
know?
I mean, they
Baby
both
Mine
do.
and.
Well, there's the scene in Dumbo, the one
Yeah.
that always kills
Breaks your
me
heart.
is when
Yeah.
his mom is locked up.
Right.
And then he goes to her and she just kind of puts her trunk out through the bars
Yes,
of
yeah.
her cage
Yeah.
and nestles her
Yeah.
her son, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I mean, we often say in talking about our own films, we reference Walt Disney, who said that for every laugh there should be a tear. You know, the best films not only are funny, but they make you really feel something as
Right.
well, and that's what we've always tried to do in our movies, and these two films in particular are great models of that.
Fantastic. Yep. Well, for me, Black Stallion. Black Stallion is it's probably my top 5 movies. Well, first of all, I love horses, but that's not the only reason I love Black Stallion. A great movie can tell a story with gorgeous cinematography, and I challenge you to find more gorgeous cinematography than the Black Stallion.
It's really beautiful. Carol Bauer directed this, and actually a lot of his films are really great. His last film that he did, his most recent film, is called Duma. It's a story about a boy and a cheetah, and it's also a beautiful, beautiful film. I think that The Black Stallion has one of the few amazing child performances ever put
I
on
agree,
film.
I
I can
agree.
only think of a handful. I would say The Black Stallion,
Right.
The Shining,
Uh-huh.
and Searching for Bobby Fischer are my top 3 favorite child performances.
yeah.
And interestingly, in the case of all 3 of those films, the kids never really acted again. It's like somehow in each case the director found an amazing kid to be in the
Right.
film, but then each of those kids grew up into being not actors anymore. But
Well, and
you gotta see it.
And Black Stallion tells a huge part of the story without any dialogue at all.
yeah, the whole first part of the film, which is amazing. It's kind of like Wall-E
Exactly.
in that way. Yeah. Hey, look who we have here. I recognize this guy.
Grumpy.
Grumpy. It's Grumpy.
Hi, Grumpy.
It's Grumpy. It's kind of like Lotso, if Lotso had a baby with a rabbit.
He'd be grumpy. I don't know why he's grumpy though. He's in a video store. This is one of the best video stores we've ever seen.
I love this video store.
Cheer up.
Because
Cheer up,
Grumpy's
Grumpy.
here.
Yeah.
Hey, so we had a great time talking about some of the movies that we love. These were just a scant handful.
What a great video store.
Yeah, it's
we
really
could have
amazing.
gone on and on.
I could go shelf by shelf here and tell stories about how every one of these films influenced me as a filmmaker.
Me too.
So, Toy Story 3 is opening July 29th all over, and we hope you will all go see it and love it. We're very proud of the film and can't wait for you to see it.
Right, and if you want to see more, go log on to moviepilot.de and find out more about Toy Story 3 and all of us.
So, have a great day.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Bye.